Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Piland. I want to thank you for watching this episode of the Kevin Piland Show. I want to take a moment to talk about a restaurant not very far from where I am currently living at, and it's a restaurant that I've eaten at before. And I found out a month later that they actually closed down. K-Texas broke the story on a few employees who discovered that they may not be getting their paychecks. And this was back in February of 2017. Today is March. And that's when I found out about the closure. Now, if you were to go to their Facebook page, you would see that the Enchilada Express page is still up there, and it says that they're located on South Leggett. They're not there. And so why is it that the Facebook page states that they're somewhere they're not? I even tried calling their phone number, but to my surprise, I get nothing. And I also came across an unrelated story back in 2011 when KTAB broke the story of an employee who was robbed at gunpoint. And after the robbery, the two suspects, wearing camouflage clothing, had used zip ties to restrain the employee who was robbed so that the employee wouldn't be able to escape. That was unacceptable. And yes, it was the same restaurant owner who owned another restaurant located on Leggett. They had opened for 11 months at the time, and it was pretty bad to find out that the employee had to go through that. This was back when Lane Stone was doing KTAB News back in 2011, come to think of it. I want to believe it was sometime before I started doing my show for the first time back in 2011, because that was in February. That was when I left Subway. And, you know, I believe it to be one of those things that you come across that you don't usually think about or have even thought about until you come across a story from the past. And when I Googled it, I mistakenly thought that the place had been robbed after they had moved back to Leggett, but it turns out they're not even there. And that was my mistake, and I apologize for that. But to think that a place would still be on Facebook even though there's no such business as such, it just makes you wonder why we even bothered coming across something like that. Ooh. So I called the folks at KXVA, and I got off the phone with Lauren Wolf, and she tells me that it's a good idea to make sure that the page is taken down because we don't need any false advertising. False advertising to me is when you go into a Facebook page, you hear about a place, you go there, and it's not there. That to me is false advertising right there. Because a lot of people rely on Facebook for not only news, but also what restaurants are going to want to go to eat at and all that other stuff. In fact, I planned on eating at Enchilada Express when I found out the place was closed. They have a realtor sign there. And the logo where it was originally located was taken down. I never even thought that I would discover something like that, let alone come across it and find out that there's false advertising involved. Now, the owner stated that it was due to low sales and low deliveries. I'm willing to bet that the lack of employees may have had something to do with that as well, because when you don't have enough employees, you're not going to get enough customers. And that's probably why he closed down the restaurant. the owner did file for bankruptcy and did the best he could. And I give him credit for that. I really do. It's just unfortunate that these things happen, and there's not much we can do about it except go to eat in other places. I want to thank you for watching this episode of the Kevin Piland Show, and have a great day. But make sure that when you go to a Facebook page for a business, you make sure that you know for a fact they're there before leaving a review, or otherwise you're going to feel like you went to a place that didn't exist. So long.